I'm back with a little video. I'm just on my walk. Just went to the post office. And there's a video I've been wanting to make for a while. I just haven't gotten around to it. It's about Atlantean karma and what's happening in the United States right now. So I've been noticing, I've been doing readings for people this past month and the month before, where some of the questions have been specifically about the situation that is unfolding in the United States. And for some people, you may know what's going on with the ICE stuff. A lot of chaos in certain parts of the country. Where I am, I'm getting messages from family members in Belgium that are asking me, because they see the news, like, oh my god, what's happening? And it's almost like the whole country is basically in chaos, and this is not the case. This is not the case. The United States is a very large country. Where I am, I live in a bubble. I live in a bubble where I'm not really in direct contact with a lot of the stuff that's happening. And people know or knew that I was going through this whole permanent residency process, which I've been a resident here from 2013 officially till 2018. Then I moved away again. And I have a daughter that lives here, but she's a citizen because she was born here. But I had to basically reapply for residency when I came back. And there were a lot of people who were concerned and wanting me to be aware of everything that was happening here and how it's become so much more complicated, basically. And then there's other people who thought it was going to be easy, that I wouldn't have to do anything because I already lived here in the past. And my daughter was born here, but that's not how these things work. You still have to go through the whole procedure again, the whole process. But long story short, certain people are exposed to the complications that are now happening in their neighborhood, in their life, to people they know. And so people are asking that they feel this fear, this tension building, and they're asking me, what do I do? So some of the questions that I've been receiving are questions like, should I consider migrating to Europe or another part of the world? What can I do in this fear that I'm feeling, this fear state that I'm feeling, the tension? Do I consider moving away? So these are real questions that multiple clients have asked me now. And for almost every single one of them, the answer is no. The fact that you are going through this right now means that you are triggering some Atlantean energy that wishes to be fully seen by you. And this whole situation, in a lot of ways, is this part of the world having a tiny energetic earthquake or a big energetic earthquake, and allowing for all of the people who were involved in this Atlantean fear fest. In the end, it was basically Dark Atlantis was just siphoning off of everyone's fear. Temple massacres, people fleeing the Atlantean continent, all kinds of stuff like that. So you will notice that that's what is being triggered inside of you. So you're basically being asked to really look at these fears. And some of these fears can come from experiences in Atlantis where you had to run away, where you got on a ship, where you got on some kind of spacecraft, where you got on a raft, whatever it was, and you got out of here. you got out of this part of the world. And that is a thing that is now being triggered, like, oh my God, I have to get out of here. Or for somebody else, they could actually have been harmed or killed in Atlantis during these chaotic times in the end. And they feel the fear of that part of them that is saying, we have to get out of here. We're gonna end up being harmed or killed. So for a lot of you, this is an invitation for empowerment, really. And I know it does not look like that right now when you look around. If you're in these situations, it looks like you're terrified. There's chaos. You don't know what's happening. But if you are recognizing that this is not just a fear that's coming from your body from this incarnation, but this is a fear that has been stored in your soul memory for thousands of years that is now being triggered, and you see that you can turn this into strength, and that's what the dragons are all about. Your biggest fear can be turned into your biggest strength. So for a lot of these clients, I'm seeing how they are really being asked to be anchor points of light. Anchor points of light in their location where they are. Whether that is in the US, or some Americans that I know that are staying in other countries right now. But for the ones that are here in the United States, that are asking what to do, should I leave? This does not feel good in my body. I don't feel safe. Analyze why that is. Is it because it is a part of you that has experienced the worst case scenario, that is now fearful that the worst case scenario may again unfold? Or is it a part of you that knows that it can overcome this fear, that it can overcome the chaos, that you're here to shine all your light and keep your heart open so that you can invert this Atlantean trauma, and so that a new earth can be born, and that comes from chaos? And in my case, it was slightly different, but I definitely went through this in my own way, going through the immigration process, wondering how that was going to go with everything that's happening. And I really had to stay centered. I could not let the external situation scare me. And I knew that I was being asked to be here, to anchor in my energy here. And I'm now high up in the mountains in Colorado. That's where I am. And that's where I'm being asked to anchor my energy. So ask yourself, where does my soul want to anchor its energy? Is it where I am? Is this where I'm supposed to be? Or am I truthfully being asked to relocate? Or is that coming from fear? And these are things that I can also help you with in hypnosis sessions or in Akashic Records work, Book of Life reading on my website. So read the description if you are curious for more.